Anyada, sometimes, not seeing the cup. Brasham, very much. Dvikna manaha, is mindful of anxiety. Nastadravinaha, who has lost his riches. Eva, like Kripanaha, miserly man. Sakarunam, piteously. Atitarsena, with great anxiety. Harina Punaka, from the calf of the deer. Viraha, by separation. Vivalau, agitated. Hridaya, in mind or heart. Santapaha, whose affliction comes that calf. Eva, only. Anusochan, continuously thinking of kila, certainly. Kasmalam, illusion. Mahat, very great. Abhirambitaha, obtain. Iti, thus. Aha, certainly. Uvacha, said. Translation: if Bharat Maharaj sometime could not see the deer, his mind would be very agitated. He would become like a miser who, having obtained riches, had lost them and had then become very unhappy. When the deer was gone, he would be filled with anxiety and would lament due to separation. Thus he would become illusioned and speak as follows. If Bharat Maharaj sometime could not see the deer, his mind would be very agitated. He would become like a miser who, having obtained some riches, had lost them and had then become very unhappy. When the deer was gone, he would be filled with anxiety and would lament due to separation. Thus he would become illusioned and speak as follows. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Gopāl. If a poor man loses some money or gold, he at once becomes very agitated. Similarly, the mind of Maharaj Bharat would become agitated when he did not see the deer. This is an example of how attachment can be transferred. If attachment is transferred to the Lord's service, we progress. Srila Rupa Goswami prayed to the Lord that he would be as naturally attracted to the Lord's service as a young man and young woman are naturally attracted to each other. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited such attachment to the Lord when he jumped into the ocean or cried at night in separation. However, if our attachment is diverted to material things instead of to the Lord, we will fall down from the spiritual platform. Omagyanatimirandasya gnanam vinashalakaya chikshadhan militam yenadashme guruve namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopishtam Satyitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamam Yadati Swapadandrikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Nirupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sari Shadvidam Javadudam Bhajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanchana Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desacharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining in our Bhagavatam class. We'll continue reading the pastimes of Bharat Maharaj, signifying the pitfalls of material attachment. Because it's not only unique to Bharat Maharaj, we all have been in one way or other victim to this problem. That's why we are sitting here in different bodies. All because of our attachment to material world. So here you can see how he was such a transcendentalist, son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was not an ordinary person. He was what? Son of God. What to speak? Right? And he exhibited qualities of one who is highly advanced spiritually. Huh? Right? So because he somehow or other became attached to this deer, he became overwhelmed with Maya, and we will read subsequently, he will have to take the body of a deer. So it's just come to tell us that how dangerous this Maya is. Similarly, we have an incident of, what's his name? Puranjan. Puranjan was very attached to his wife, and then he became a woman. Yes? Huh? So you see how dangerous this is to be attached. Because we are in this material world, and naturally we will be attached to something. Right? Yeah. Especially if you are a family man. If you are not attached to your wife, you're in big trouble at home. Hello? Yeah? Yeah? No problem. No problem. Forced to be attached, yes? Is it not? See how? So attachment is such a strong thing, and because we all are emotional personalities, so we have what? Emotions, That's why here he exhibited those emotions. Although he left everybody, his wife, his children, and everything, he left. Kingdom, everything. But he became attached to this little deer. See how Maya can be so overwhelming. You cannot control. See? So how to avoid this kind of a problem? I mean, he was son of God. He saw God. He was with God. He's not an ordinary person, Bharat. Yeah? Now I don't know, maybe you have seen God, but yeah? How much so dangerous it is. Correct? Hmm? Especially nowadays, we all are attached to our what?
Mobile.
Our mobile is everything, right?
Life and soul.
Yes? Our entertainment, our this, our that, so many things. Now they have made so attachment. They were so smart, pictures and videos, and you can store in the memory, and you can see so many things and over again, and you can talk. You can see how it has become what very powerful to increase that attachment. And I think how the whole modern gadgets, it is all designed to increase our
Attachment.
material attachment. Is it not? No.
Yes.
Huh? See how subtly the mind, correct? First thing we wake up, what do you do? Huh? Is it not? Hmm? So you can see how subtly the mind can go into anything. And if you keep repeating doing it again and again, then naturally you become attached. Yes? When the senses act with the sense object, there's a attraction, is it not? Bhagavad Gita, what is that verse? Do you know? Hello? Basic, this is very, very basic. You know or not? You don't know? Come on. This should be in your fingertips, right? Huh? Everybody, this verse is this so easy verse. How you don't know? Huh? Hello? Pandit? Don't know though.
Yeah.
I mean, you must close eyes if you know these things, by now. Yeah? Yeah? Sir? Hello? Malaysian Pandit? Hello? Don't know? Huh? Jayato Vishayam Pumsam Sangas Teshu Upajayate. This is what Jayato means thinking. Huh? Vishayan means sense objects. Pumsam means a person. Sangha means Sangam, no? What is that? You get connected?
Connect.
Teshu upajayate. Huh? Sangat sanjayate kama. Hey. Kama krodha abhijayate. See? I'm sure you know this verse by heart by now. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops detachment from them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. Yeah, you should know this by heart by now, right? So you see why you need to know this is because if you know this, then you see when you get into some kind of attachment, if you remember this, then it facilitates your intelligence. Is it not? Oh, Prabhu, I'm getting attached. I better be careful. Yeah? Yes or no? So you need that intelligence, that knowledge. Yes? Correct? You understand this point? So therefore, all these shastric evidences are very, very crucial for our spiritual progress. You understand? That's why we need to get this knowledge. Otherwise, if we have no knowledge, you start thinking that no, I need somebody to be with me, and I need some comfort. Yeah? Yes, you understand? I have a friend who got married at 60 years old. So why did you get married then? No, Prabhu, when I'm getting so old, I need somebody to look after me. You understand? See how the attachment? This is how it works. But if a person knows these signs, as what Krishna is speaking to us, Arjuna was attached. He didn't want to fight. See, if I fight and I kill all of them, then how can I enjoy my kingdom? How can I show my kingdom to who? Eh? You understand? See, all this, and he became morose. Just like Bharat Maharaj, he could not see the deer, he became morose. What's the use of my life? I can't give shelter to this deer, and he's come to me. He start meditating on his attachment. Yeah. Just like here also you can see here. In this verse here, you can see how a person starts thinking. But a householder whose mind is attached to his home and who is thus disturbed by ardent desires to enjoy his money and children, who is lusty after women, who is possessed of miserly mentality and unintelligently thinks everything is mine and everything is certainly bound in illusion. Now we are giving an example of another kind of attachment. Are you following? So you see, this is an householder. He starts thinking like this. Oh, my poor elderly parents, and my wife with a mere infant in her arms, and my other young children. Without me, they have absolutely no one to protect them and will suffer unbearably. Hello? How? You see how? How can my poor relatives possibly live without me? You understand? See that we are talking about Bharat Maharaj, and we all see such a fool, He got attracted to the what? The deer, such a foolish. Huh? But we are also victims. Is it not? Huh? We are attached. We are thinking like this, you see? Oh, my poor elderly parents and my wife, and with a mere infant in her arms. See? How we are conditioned. It's not easy thing, that simply if tomorrow when I'm going to die, I will just pack my bags, wait on the train station as someone was saying, waiting for the train to pick him up to take the spiritual world. Yeah? Hello? These attachments are very, very, very strong. How a conditioned soul we start thinking. Huh? Actually, they have this thing that when he is going to die, he should be surrounded by all his relatives and everybody waving goodbye to him. Actually, that's the worst kind of death. In the Shastra, it says you should die alone, somewhere nobody should know. That's glorious, because that way you don't get attached. You understand? Hey, another place you can see, another way. There is the story of this pigeon. Another place you see again the same thing. So here, this is another story in the Bhagavatam about attachment. The pigeon and his wife were always anxious for maintenance of their children, and they were wandering in the forest for that purpose. Having obtained proper food, they now returned to their nests. When the lady pigeon caught sight of her own children trapped within the hunter's net, she was overwhelmed with anguish, and crying out, she rushed toward them as they cried out to her in return. The lady pigeon had always allowed herself to be bound by the ropes of intense material affection, and thus her mind was overwhelmed by anguish. Being in the grip of the illusory energy of the Lord, she completely forgot herself, and rushing forward to her helpless children, she was immediately bound in the hunter's net. She was caught. Do you understand this point? It's again attachment for the children. Then, seeing his own children, who were more dear to him than life itself, fatally bound in the hunter's net along with his dearmost wife, whom he considered equal in every way to himself, the poor male pigeon began to lament wretchedly. See this attachment. Eh? The male pigeon said, "Alas, just see how I am destroyed. I am obviously a great fool, for I did not properly execute pious activities." The same thing that even Bharat Maharaj is also speaking like this. How they become so attached and they lose their intelligence. This is the thing about attachment. It's not that when you attach, you become very much what? Knowledgeable. No. Your intelligence get compromised. You cannot understand. When you are in so much attached, you cannot think properly. That's why you need somebody else to help explain. This is also another example when the queens were, what, the husband died in the war. I mean, they were holding on to the body and not letting it go. And Yamaraj came as a little boy and he was speaking. In which canto is that? Huh? Seventh canto? And he was telling to the women, you attached to this body is finished. Huh? Who? Hiranyakashipu. So you see how we can go to that also, but I'm going one by one. So you can see how he is mentally deranged. He cannot think. I did not properly execute piety. I could not satisfy myself, nor could I fulfill the purpose of life. My dear family, which was the basis of my religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, now hopelessly ruined. So I start thinking like this. What's the use of my life? Huh? Same thing. Bharat Maharaj also was saying the same thing. What is the use? I can't protect this little deer. He helplessly came to me, and now what's the use of me, my life? How? Huh? This attachment, it bewilders the conditioned soul's thinking ability. Huh? My wife and I was an ideal match. She was always faithfully obeyed me, and in fact accepted me as a worshipable deity. Puranjan also spoke like that. If you go to the fourth canto, same thing. And we are also speaking like that. Huh? I remember I was attached. I don't know that I'm a big detached person. I remember someone asked me, why don't you, Prabhu, you are so, you can preach nicely, why don't you travel? And I said, no, I'm okay here. Singapore is all right for me. I don't need to go. And one fine day, a bubble burst, boy, and woke me up. So you see how attachment is such a detrimental thing. Huh? But now seeing her children lost and her home empty, she has left me behind and gone to heaven with our saintly children. See, that's all they think. Everybody goes to heaven. Nobody goes to hell. Huh? You understand? These saintly children, some of them, see? This is how the pigeon was thinking. Right? Because of same thing, Bharat Maharaj was thinking of the deer. He is such a saintly personality. Right? He was using all these words on the deer. Later on, you will see the subsequent verses. Huh? Now I am wretched person living an empty home. My wife is dead. My children are dead. Why should I possibly want to live? Hello? Okay? My heart is so pained by separation from my family that life itself has become simply suffering. Hello? Yeah? See how the mind. This is a pigeon. I mean, it's not the, it's an example how attachment is. Very, very what? Very strong. Hey, family no more, children no more. Then why I should live? Huh? Right? You understand? Because there is no spiritual
Conscious
knowledge. There's no spiritual.
knowledge.
This is so dangerous. As the father pigeon naturally stared at his poor children trapped in the net on the verge of death, pathetically struggling to free themselves, his mind went blank, and thus he himself fell into the hunter's net. He could not think. He knows he shouldn't do that, right? All right, finish my life. Huh? The cruel hunter, having fulfilled his desire by capturing the head pigeon, his wife and all their children set off for his own home. And this way, one who is too attached to family life becomes disturbed at heart. Like the pigeon, he tries to find pleasure in mundane sex attraction. Busily engaged in maintaining his own family, the miserly person is fated to suffer greatly along with all his family members. This is the most interesting part of this verse. The doors of liberation are wide open wide to one who has achieved human life. But if a human being simply devotes himself to family life like the foolish bird in the story, then he is to be considered as one who has climbed to a high place only to trip and fall down. This is the consequence. Huh? Attachment. This is what? Attachment. You understand this? Huh? Don't understand. You see how when the person, the pigeon, got so much attached to his family, when they were put into a mess, he also lost his intelligence and he also fell down, finished. See? Only to climb a high place, huh? Only to trip and
What?
that's what attachment is all about. See how dangerous this is. Yeah? It's not easy to come out of the. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj said this family attachment is like falling into a dark well. You know? Falling into what? Finish. You can cry and cry. Nobody will come to help you. Andakupam. Right? Huh? You know the word?
तत्साधुमन्ये सदा समुद्विग्न आसक्तः वनगतवे हरिमासु.
So it is like falling into the. You understand? So you need to become detached. Right? How to become detached? Huh? O my mother, O witches lady, these are the qualities of great devotees who are free from all attachment. You must seek attachment to such holy men, for this counteract the pernicious effects of material attachment. Huh? The only way is get attached to huh? Who? Only spiritual master. Nobody else. Only spiritual master, me and Krishna. Finish. Is that a fact? What? Is that a fact? Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Not only Guru and that's it. My Guru only Prabhu. I don't care for anybody else. That's a nonsense thinking. You understand? You follow? So you have to be attached to the saintly personalities. Yeah. Yeah. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord existence or want to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people who found of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised, they do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So if you associate with devotees, only then you can become detached from this problem. Every time we ask you to come, oh Prabhu, I got family. What? Prabhu, only one day a week I have time, Prabhu. Huh? No, for me, the family is most important. Huh? Hello? All these statements, I have heard it over and over again. Why you cannot? No, my child, school, very important exam. Huh? Understand? Hello? Huh? Your family is not here, right? They are here? Lucky. If you are here, you forget it, you will tell me the same lines. Yeah, your same one. Family not here. If it is here, means, sorry, Prabhu, my Bhagavatam class is at home, Prabhu. My wife has to speak the Bhagavatam, I have to hear. Yes? You see how the attachment can be very, very overwhelming. You understand? Huh? No. Correct? I'm not speaking, the Shastra is saying. So therefore the solution is also there. It is not that there is no solution. The solution is there. How to break this attachment? We must become attached to the devotees, especially pure devotees, not any devotee, pure devotees. And we follow their directions, then yes, then you can also learn how to become detached. Understand? Then your attachment gets transferred to, you understand? Yeah, explain here, you see. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love for God Godhead, do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders. Nor are they attached to wife, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and the soul together. See how a person who is Krishna conscious, how he behaves. Although he has got wife, family, children and all, but he is what? Transferring that attachment to Krishna. So you have to learn how to put that into practice. Huh? Yes. You understand? They cannot become detached with your own strength. It's not possible. To become detached, you need to go to people who are detached. Hmm? This is explained again here. Maharaj Yudhishthira inquired from Narada Muni, O my Lord, O great sage, kindly explain how we who are staying at home without knowledge of the goal of life may easily attain liberation according to the instruction of the Vedas. So you see how here is asking question. Yudhishthira is what? He is asking on behalf. No? And Narada Muni is explaining. Narada Muni replied, My dear king, those who stay at home as householders must act to earn their livelihood. And instead of trying to enjoy the result of their work themselves, they should offer the result to Krishna Vasudeva. How to satisfy Vasudeva in this life can be perfectly understood through the association of great devotees of the Lord. Jai Sri Radha. So the whole idea is to make them Krishna conscious. Huh? You understand this point? That you stay at home, yes, they should learn how to offer the result to Krishna. What is this black thing here? How to satisfy Vasudeva in this life can be perfectly understood through the association of great devotees alone. In other words, without the association of devotees, it's very difficult to learn how to serve the Lord. That's why spiritual master, devotees are very essential. Prabhupada's idea was to have the temple and have all the householders stay around the temple. You understand? That was his. And when you have a temple, then it is what? Very convenient, yes? Attend the programs and, is it not? If you're miles away, then it's very, very difficult. Especially I have this problem with devotees who are very, very far away. They don't have any devotees around. Practically they are all alone. Then very difficult. Right? Like here, with the festival, you all can come. Yes, you can come to the morning program, which you hardly come also. Mangalati is 5 o'clock. You try to clock in on the weekends. That also you try. Yes, correct. See how difficult, isn't it? Is it not? Easy. Just wake up and run. You understand? See? So these are all facilities for you to take advantage. Why this is arranged like that? Then our mind can become detached. Huh? Yes. Otherwise the mind will go, no, 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 my child is sick today, I'm not going. There will be millions of reasons. All this is based on, just like Bharat Maharaj, he was highly advanced. Oh no, no, I cannot do this puja today, because the deer is very important. Yes, no. He was giving excuse. Then quickly he will finish the puja to go and be with the. Let's explain here the whole thing. Because of attachment shift. You understand? So the only way to get out of this mess is to become attached to Krishna. So by becoming attached to Krishna, our heart will become purified. Yeah? This is explained again in this verse. The story of Pingala. I don't know, you know this Pingala is a prostitute. She was looking for customers all day and all night. Nobody was coming. What was the number? 11:8. She was becoming so attached. So she's thinking like this. How she's fortunate, she started because she was looking for customers all night and nobody came. I'm such a fool that I've given up the service of that person who, been totally situated within my heart, is actually most dear to me. That most dear one is the Lord of the universe, who is the store of all real love and happiness and the source of all prosperity. Although he is in my own heart, I have completely neglected him. Instead, I have ignorantly served insignificant man who can never satisfy my real desires and who have simply brought me unhappiness, fear, anxiety, lamentation, and delusion. See how she is thinking? Huh? That is Pingala, she is a prostitute. She was attached. You can see. Oh, how I uselessly tortured my body, own soul. I sold my body to lusty, greedy man who himself objects of pity. Thus, practicing the most abominable profession of a prostitute, I hope to get money and sex pleasure. See how she was degraded, fallen down. Huh? But fortunately, she realized I am wasted my time. Huh? The material body is like a house in which the I, the soul, am living. The bones forming my spine, ribs, arms, and legs are like the beam, cross beams, and pillars of the house. And the whole structure, which is full of stool and urine, is covered by hand, snake, skin, hair, and nail. The nine bodies leading to this body are constantly executing foul substance. Beside me, what woman be so foolish as to devote herself to this material body, thinking that she might find pleasure and love in this contraption? Uh, Certainly, in the city of Videha, I alone am completely foolish. I neglected the Supreme Personality of Godhead who awards us everything, even our original spiritual form. Instead, I desire to to enjoy sense gratification with many men. Well, see how she became understanding to transfer attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is sitting in everybody. Ah, hmm. She became detached. The moment you get your consciousness to Krishna, then immediately you become detached. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogo Prayojita Janatu Asu very quickly. Jnanam, huh? Vairagyam Jnanam Haitu. Vairagyam means what? This is how you can awaken your knowledge. The moment you connect to Krishna, and that's it. That's it. Transcendental knowledge awakens in the heart. And detachment comes. But if you don't go to Krishna, then you cannot become detached. You can try and try and try. You cannot. Krishna says, unless you get to surrender to me, you cannot overcome my mind. Devi Esagunamai, Mama Maya Turate, Mam Eva Prapadyante, Maya Metantanate. You cannot escape this. Cannot, it's not possible. Is he here? The moment she transferred that understanding, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is absolutely the most dear one for all living beings because he is everyone's well-wisher and Lord. He is the Supreme Soul situated in everyone's heart. Therefore, I will now pay the price of complete surrender and thus purchasing the Lord I will enjoy with him just like Lakshmi did. The enjoyment spirit is there, it's not given up, but it is transferred to the Lord. That's what it is. Attachment is there. We cannot give up, but it has been transferred to the Lord. That's why we are international society. What? Krishna consciousness. What is this Krishna consciousness? What does that mean? That we transfer our consciousness to that? Yes. Yeah, you have children playing with children. Yeah, you should think, yeah, it's nice. I'm playing with them, but you know how Krishna was playing like? Huh? Yes, I have wife. Oh, see how Krishna also has so many wives. Just by thinking of Krishna, as this prostitute is showing example, everything is changed. Everything is what? And that's our problem. Just like Bharat Maharaj, he came overwhelmed. But if we transfer it back to Krishna, then finish. We wouldn't have to go worry about the deer. Yes? You understand? This is what we are teaching. And this is what the Bhagavatam is teaching. All these examples. Why? Mastu? You understand? Yeah? So to get that detachment, just like what is name? Bilba Mangal Thakur. He was so attached to Chintamani, you know. And she was shocked. He came to her in the middle of the night, storming rain, this, that. He climbed over, so many things he did. And he knocked the door. And she was shocked when he was, wow, you have come in this weather you have come. If only you could be attracted to Krishna rather than this body, how much a great devotee you will be. That woke him up. That few words clicked. You understand? So transcendental knowledge. If somehow or other you can get that through the help of a spiritual master, our spiritual master, immediately you will become detached. Understand? See? Explain here. Man provides sense gratification for women, but all this man, even the demigods, even in heaven have a beginning and an end. They all are temporary creation who will be dragged away by time. Therefore, how much actual pleasure or happiness could any of them ever give to their wives? Huh? This is the sense of detachment. See? Although I most stubbornly hope to enjoy the material world, somehow or other detachment has risen in my heart and is making me very happy. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu must be pleased with me. Without even knowing it, I must have performed some activity satisfying to him. It's a fact. Coming to Krishna is not some ordinary thing, you know. You must have done some
Pious.
Tesham, what is
Yesham
that?
Swamagatam Papa.
Tesham ta antagata papam jananam punya karmanam. Understand? It's not simply you come with a bag and walk in. No? Hello? Huh? You have to done. And what is that pious activity? Actually, the most pious activity is to serve the devotees. Nobody can become a devotee without the help of a devotee. So she's saying, I must have done unknowingly, knowing somewhere I must have got done something. That's why this is awakening in my heart now. To know Krishna is in my heart, I can go to him, I can serve him. Understand? And immediately she became detached. So Bharat Maharaj, of course, it took him 3 lives to get that. I mean, he's lucky, 3 lives. We are sitting here after billions of lifetimes, still we are sitting here. Hello? He 3 lives. Of course, oh, this guy is a fool, you know. See, he became a deer. We are greater fools. Is it not? How many lives we have taken? Huh? Only Krishna knows. Yes? No. Oh, you came down from the heavenly spiritual world to deliver everybody. I'm sure you must have been. Huh? Right? Is it? Huh? Come on. So let's become very practical on this, you know. We have a solution is given. What is the solution? To become Krishna conscious. If we become Krishna conscious, then yes, as here, immediately the detachment will awaken in your heart. This is she says here. Huh? Somehow or other, detachment has arisen in my heart and is making me very happy. How this is somehow or other? Huh? How this somehow or other works? Because Krishna is sitting in the heart, correct? 15:15 Bhagavad Gita, was it? Sarvasya cha hardam sanvisto mata smritim jnanam apavanancha. From me comes what? Knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. And Krishna awakens, yes, correct? Yes, he says, I have now realized that I should become attached to Krishna. And immediately she rejects this so-called being a prostitute. Yeah? See how? Hmm? A person who has developed detachment can give up the bondage of material society, friendship, and love. And a person who undergoes great suffering gradually becomes out of hopelessness, detached, and indifferent to material world. Thus, due to my great suffering, such detachment awoke in my heart. Yet, how could I have undergone such merciful suffering if I am actually unfortunate? Therefore, I am in fact fortunate and have received the mercy of the Lord. He must somehow or other be pleased with me. Understand? That's why Krishna said, the first thing I do if someone comes to me, the first thing I do is take away all his Well, why? Because by taking away all the wealth, then he will become miserable. And when a person becomes miserable, then he starts thinking. Then detachment will follow. Yes. And when he learns to become attached to my devotee, then I grant him what? Full mercy. Yes? Huh? Hello? You understand this? How everything flows. Hmm? With devotion, I accept the great benefit that the Lord has bestowed upon me. Having given up my sinful desires for ordinary sense gratification, I now take shelter of Him, the Supreme Personality of God. So this is our saving grace, to take to chanting Krishna's name. By chanting Krishna's name, calling on Him is the greatest thing a living entity can do. Understand? The chanting Hare Krishna is not some joke. It's not some joke. But the moment you call for the Lord, understand, immediately the Lord takes great pleasure in dancing in your tongue. You understand? And you know how much of sinful activities is washed away by that chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You understand this point? That's why she's also saying, I don't know what I did in my past life. Somewhere, some way, somehow or other, the Lord is giving me this chance again to remember Him who is sitting in my heart. A prostitute knows this kind of transcendental knowledge, how much advanced she was. Eh? Yes? Solution. This is the solution. So we have to learn how to take advantage of this spiritual program that has been so kindly given by our spiritual master. Because the whole task is at the time of what? Death. How much you're going to remember? Who? Either your family attachment or you're going to remember the Lord. I can sit here and give big, big classes. Test is what? I'm a performer. Yeah? Yes? You have to see whether you can remember the Lord or not. And that is for not only me, it is for every one of us. Every one of us have to face that test. And if we're not going to take our spiritual life seriously, then our attachment will transfer to something else. Yes. And anything other than Krishna consciousness is going to be what? Going to be what? Detrimental. It's going to be a mess. Yes, I spoke, right? I think I gave an example of how you take repeated birth and death. I highlighted 3 verses. How you take repeated birth and death. I think I repeated that so many times. Yes? You know? Do you remember? First point. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad with materialistic living and engage in all kinds of sinful activities. This is again classic attachment. Yeah? He becomes mad. He becomes what? Mad. He does not know that due to his past life, past misdeed, he has already received a body, which although temporary is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he was been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in this activity of sense gratification, which he perpetually gets, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. I spoke about this. Huh? How you get repeated birth and death by identifying the body and enjoying the body. You become crazy. You become crazy. Cannot think, doesn't know. Just like here, Bharat Maharaj, he became crazy. He forgot himself. Yeah? Next point. Verse here again. Yeah? Karmatmakam yena sarira bandham. Sarira means what? Bandha means what? You are bonded to taking birth after birth. And who is that? Someone who engages in karma. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated and subject to miseries arising from ignorance. Be it sinful or pious, karma has its resultant action. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka, colored with fruitive activity. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear. And as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept the material body. Second point. He can do karma, either sinful activities, sinful karma or what? Akarma, no, sorry, vikarma or karma. You have to keep taking bodies after bodies. And the third reason, how you take birth again. Hmm? Namuchyate deha yogena tavat. This again. Namuchyate means he never gets liberated. And deha yogena means what? He gets linked to bodies of the bodies. Deha means body, yogena means what? Connected. Sarira bandha, yoga, all same words, you know. When the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, it does not understand the individual living being and the supreme living being. Okay? When it's covered by Maya, he cannot understand who is God, who are we. You ask anyone, you know who is God? Nobody knows. Their reply is what? Nobody. You cannot know. Why? Because it's covered by Maya. The supreme living being, and his mind is subjugated by fruitive activity. So he thinks what? Work. Work is what? More important. Work is what? Worship. You understand? This is what Therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept a material body again. And in other words, if you don't know Krishna, and if you don't accept Krishna, it is not only that, you see here, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept a material body again and again. You understand? Not that you have Krishna, you understand Krishna and you think that they are the same as all the demigods, everybody is God, what kind of nonsense? Again, you will be subject to birth and death. Exclusively, what? Exclusively what? Sarva dharma parityaja mam eka. Mam what? Only me. You understand? This is again an important point. If you don't accept Krishna as all in all, again you have to take birth and death. This goes. Enjoying sense gratification, working like an ass, and what? Not accepting the authority of Krishna. Three things if you don't, I have to keep taking birth again and again and again and again, millions of times. Only Krishna knows. So therefore, we have to learn how to become detached. And detachment can only come by practicing devotional service. Uh, Before I close, I'll just show you one point here. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, one can be free from all undesirable habits. This is the means of awakening all good fortune and initiating the powerful waves of love for Krishna. Okay? Huh? Because this is the famous verse we chant every morning. So we have to learn in this age of Kali, intelligent persons performing congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sing the name of Krishna. Although its complexion is not like this, is Krishna himself. Is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidence. And we have to accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chant Hare. If you simply chant Hare Krishna and not accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's the best thing you can do. All right. I'm sorry I've taken too much of your time. Any questions or anything I want to add? Oh, or this somebody is asking somebody, what was this? Huh? This is the same thing? Somebody is giving another class? Asking me a question or giving a class? All right, so glories.